Hello there, welcome back to another Mega Review, where today I'm going to be taking a look at the Alpha 9 drop pods based off of Halo 3 ODST. I believe these released in 2023, but I wasn't actively in the scene at the time, but to my understanding these had a very troubled release where they got pushed back, delays, and poor distribution, and I think most of the root issue came from Rookie, if I'm not mistaken. But thankfully, I was able to obtain all of them. They're a lot easier to get nowadays. You can find, at least at the time of recording, all of these on Amazon. The prices are, they're okay, but it was worth it because I love this game. I love these characters. So yeah, we have Dutch, Mickey, Romeo, and Rookie. And they also released a Wombat set at the similar time that came with Buck. And then also in the Halo 20th anniversary pack, they released Veronica Dare. So, you know, there was ways to get the entire team at the time, but in drop pod form, they just released these four. Also, quick disclaimer, you guys might notice if you've watched some of my other videos that this is going to be a different background, as well as I'm recording this live. So my reactions are going to be a bit more candid instead of the pre-recorded audio from before. If I don't really like it, I might change it back to the old style. I'm just testing a few things out. But yeah, if you guys have any thoughts about it, just let me know. So yeah, these are packaged about as you'd expect for a Mega Drop Pod. And first impressions, I'm really liking how they look. They all come in distinct colors, which is interesting. I'm pretty sure in the game that they were all just the same model, but you know, it's fine. The back of the package, there's not too much going on. It just has a render of the product. It has the really cool ODST logo, which always just reminds me of the We Are ODST live action trailer. But yeah, I'm going to be looking at them in order from left to right, so I'm just going to get them open real quick. So I'm going to do a quick cut and then come back.
It's raining pineapples!
So first up, we're going to be taking a look at Dutch, and when you open up his drop pod, you are first greeted to the figure, his Spartan laser, as well as a black figure stand. And the stand, interestingly enough, is using the older mold that says Mega Bloks instead of the newer one that just says Mega. First impressions of the figure, I'm really liking it. So there's going to be a lot more print detail on these than any of the previous versions of the characters. And one of the most notable things is going to be, if you look at the chest piece there, it actually says his name in super tiny text. And that is something carried over from the Tarkov figure design from Hive Exterminators. And I'm so glad they're including details that small. You know, that just was, I guess, a technological limitation of previous figures. And yeah, so there's actually a lot of print detail. Of course, the Spartan laser there has a bit of a red streak on it, which looks pretty good. The helmet has its distinct skull markings. Even the UNSC logo on the chest is looking pretty solid. But my favorite detail that all of these guys have is on their shoulders, where their blood type should be. It is actually printed there in super tiny text, and they are all the correct blood types. So I gotta appreciate Mega doing the research and getting that correct. But when it comes to accuracy things, there's a few hang-ups, and if I can be nitpicky for a moment. So on Dutch here, he's supposed to have some extra attachments on both his helmet and his chest and all over his body, right? So it looks like they just used the normal default ODST mold for all of him. So on the chest there, you can see there's the two black ammunition pouches, but he is supposed to have four. I'll throw up a picture. And yeah, the helmet too. He's supposed to have some strips on the top, and they just did not do that, unfortunately. A new mold would have been really cool to see, but it looks like he's just reusing parts from Rookie. And to carry that trend over, on the back here, he is using the updated ODST backpack mold, first seen in Hive Exterminators. Here's Tarkov for comparison. And yeah, I really like this mold. It's really accurate to Rookie, but it is not so much accurate to Dutch. Dutch's has extra straps and ammo pouches in the game, and they just used the Rookie mold for this. I'm not really that bothered by it though. I mean, it is inaccurate, but it's not super bad. Like, you know, for example, for many years, the closest thing we had was these old style backpacks. So this is leaps and bounds better, so I'm not really too upset about it. One more thing I want to comment on about, not specifically Dutch, but all of these figures. You may have noticed they have a slight greenish tint to them, and I love that. That is super accurate to Halo 3 ODST, We can actually see that on the Halo Waypoint rookie character cosplay guide. So I appreciate that they got that attention to detail right, because unfortunately, these guys tend to get misinterpreted with their colors a lot. This was most recently seen, in my opinion, with the World of Halo rookie figure. They just got like a bunch of his colors incorrect, but you know, I digress. The drop pod itself is looking pretty nice. It is, it has colors that are going to be matching with Dutch here, so he has some orange on there. And I'm really glad that these are printed. I know that the two-piece shell style are not everyone's favorites. Obviously, the original Mega Bloks ones are the best, but at least it is printed, unlike the ones we were getting for so very long.
I'm gonna introduce my foot to your colon.
And next up we have Mickey. So this is not the first time that Mickey has been released in the updated articulation style, but this figure does enough updates and changes to honestly make it worthwhile and worth looking at. So I will compare him to a previous Mickey version in a moment, but first I would like to take a look at some of his details. So he's the same greenish color as all the others, of course. He comes with a Spanker rocket launcher, which is beautifully painted with the silver. I'm so glad it's not just a single color. I'm really glad they did that extra little bonus in this set. If we take a look, he of course has the name printed on his chest piece, as well as his blood type on his right shoulder. And yeah, that's looking pretty nice. And on the back here, he is using his distinct backpack mold, so thankfully, unlike Dutch, he has an accurate backpack here. No complaints there, except of course, could be using some print detail, but honestly, it's really not that important. If it really matters that much to me, I can just customize it. But yeah, I'm not so sure about the shade of red that they chose. It's kind of looks like blood that's starting to oxidize, if that makes any sense. It's a really desaturated red. And if we bring in the previous Mickey that Mega released, you can see here he's a lot more vibrant. And honestly, I don't think either of these quite match the game. I think somewhere in between would be ideal. But you know, I do like this figure. I do like this one. I think they both look great. They both represent the character well. But the old one here, you know, it doesn't have his name printed. It doesn't have the blood type or any paint on that shoulder. So you know, this one is going to be the Mickey I choose to use for my collection because it's just going to match the others way better. And yeah, I don't really have anything too interesting of note to say about him. He looks fantastic. He looks how you'd expect him to. I do appreciate that he has the extra strap on the leg like he should. If there was one complaint or suggestion though, outside of the shade of red, I would like if the housing for his floodlight there, I wish it was painted black like it is in the game. But other than that though, I'm really liking him. And if we take a look at his drop pod, it is going to be this really nice kind of light silver with red accents. And I'm gonna be honest, I think this one out of the set is the most accurate to the in-game look. So it's not exactly one for one, but I do think it gets the closest, but I could be mistaken.
Can you smell what the Rock is cooking?
And next up we have Romeo, who is going to be fitting in just fine because he has the same details. So, you know, same as before, he has his name printed on there, the UNSC logo, as well as his blood type on his shoulder pad. And this is his unique shoulder pad that he has in the game. Looks great. And just like the game, of course, he does not have a shoulder pad on this arm, nor does he come with a backpack. But for accessories, he does come with his sniper rifle here. And yeah, thankfully it comes in 3 colors, so it doesn't look very plain. And yeah, the lights on his helmet attachment are painted very nicely. Paint apps are applied generally pretty good, but I do have 2 complaints about Romeo here. So I'm really not a big fan of the shade of blue that they chose. In the game, he looks to have a much lighter tone. I can show up some examples right now. But in other lighting circumstances, it does look really dark like this. I don't know what reference material was provided to Mega from 343 Studios, but, you know, it's okay. It still reads as blue. You can tell it's him, but I think in a lower light environment, you're not really going to be able to tell that this is Romeo outside of his helmet attachment, but whatever. And if we move down to his lower legs here, they are just using the normal ODST mold, but in the game, Romeo has extra attachments on his lower legs, so that is technically an inaccuracy. but, you know, not really the end of the world in my opinion. Would be nice to see that updated in the future at some point, but I don't think that's going to happen. If we take a look at the drop pod here, it is a very, very similar color to the one that Mickey came in. It's just, instead of having the red, it just swaps out the colors for blue. But yeah, they look great together. I really like these colors. And honestly, that's about all I have to say on Romeo.
I love you. Oh!
And lastly, we'll be taking a look at the Rookie. Now, there is a very specific reason why I have him posed facing this direction. Yeah, the helmet came misprinted. The stripe is anything but straight. It is curved off to the side, and I'm really, really disappointed because this is the figure that was the hardest to track down. This was the one that I spent the most money on, and obviously now that it's opened, I doubt I can get a return on it. I might try and buy another one in the future, but oh, that really, really hurts. So I'll try and stay positive and ignore that quality control issue. I don't know if other people have had the same problem, but yeah, I gotta address that right off the bat. So, I can't see if he has his name printed on there. I am not seeing any text that says Rookie on the chest there, which is interesting. So all the others have their names, but not him. I really like the sort of gunmetal color that he's got going on for the chest, and the print detail is looking pretty good outside of the helmet. Like, the straps look nice, and yeah, the SMG that he comes with, if I can just pan down real quick, it actually comes with the rail here, like for the stock, is silver, and that's a really nice detail. They did not have to include that, so that was quite extra. And yeah, this is going to be the normal sort of silenced SMG, so the silencer can come off, and yeah, as well as the scope here. And yeah, the shoulder pads here have some nice dark white, light gray accents, and the other shoulder here has the O negative blood type. And for the backpack, whoops, he comes with the Hive Exterminators style backpack, like Tarkov, of course, and also that injection mold line here underneath the helmet. That is, oof, I got dealt a pretty bad hand with the QC on my Rookie. Oof, yeah, that's tough. I'm trying not to be harsh, but my disappointment is quite palpable. Putting him aside, if we look at his drop pod, it's the darkest coloration out of all of the others. Sorry, I'm just knocking everything over now. For example, there is Mickey's, there is Romeo's, and here is Dutch's. So they, you know, it looks good though. No real notes. But yeah, I guess I'll just get to closing thoughts here. And here's all of Alpha 9 together, and I've been wanting to complete this team for such a long time. I absolutely adore this game and these characters, as well as their extended media appearances in Halo New Blood and Halo Bad Blood, so this just means a lot to me. And I really love these drop pods. Now, of course, there was drawbacks with the initial release, as well as a rather unfortunate quality control issue, but, you know, there is still a lot to like here, a lot I do love. There's some fantastic detail for this price range, and yeah, honestly, I mean, it goes without saying, I do recommend these absolutely wholeheartedly, especially if you're a fan of Halo 3 ODST. Now, I will implore you, please, please, please do not pay scalper prices. I would not advise anyone spending more than $25 per drop pod, just because that's obscene. At the time of recording, you can still find these on a few websites like Amazon and Walmart.com for relatively decent prices. They fluctuate anywhere between $18 to $25. But yeah, I don't really have too much else to say. I might make a quick little update, like YouTube short or something, if I can get a new Rookie figure. And I guess just last minute quick comparisons. Here's one of those older ODSTs, the 2019 one. I meant to compare him to Romeo here, and yeah, you know, looks great. Kind of fits right in. as well as here's Tarkov, which I just like shoving him everywhere because I adore this figure. But yeah, that's really all I got on this set. If there's anything you guys want to see me cover next, just let me know. I think I might cover the Wombat set with Buck soon. I don't know, it's on my mind, but I think my next review is most likely going to be the Halo 2 anniversary character pack. So yeah, and I'm really sorry about the delay between videos. I know I said that last time, but for real, I'm gonna try and be better about it. But yeah, that's all I got for today. Have a good one, y'all.